Seriously. I had a subscriber ask me, please, to do a comb out on camera. I think he likes hair. I can relate. I like hair. My friend Wendell cut his. I was very unhappy. And I sat there thinking, if I hadn't broken up with him, he'd still have long hair and looks beautiful. I have been wearing my hair since Sunday night. It's Tuesday morning now, and I've been wearing it ponytailed and then braided and bouncing around. Because see, I can sit against the back of my car seat, and I don't get my hair in the way. I can lay on my pillow, and my hair stays out of the way. I can pretty much do everything with my hair here, and it keeps the hair from here because it's been so hot. Today's cold, but it's been so hot that wearing my hair down has just been unbearable. So the thing is, there are so many mats and tangles in this mess right now. It's just going to take a while. So here we are, combing out hair. Did you watch my rant about Lester Del Rey and toxic masculinity? Still reading his novels. This time we've got a young space cadet off on his first ever adventure, and all the other moms were embarrassing their sons by hugging them and squeezing them and kissing them and fussing over them. But his mother was a good Navy mom, Navy wife. She knew how to handle it. She just gave him a dignified smile and stayed in the car like a good woman should. Wouldn't want to have any emotion in that toxic masculinity. My God, your mother loves you so much that she wants you to know she loves you. How embarrassing. And I read this and I think, I don't know how deliberate it must have been that this guy got published and the next guy didn't. If you think about it, when you submit art to society, like you're an author looking for a publisher, you're a painter looking for a gallery, you're a musician looking for a producer or a record company, you know that your odds of winning are about the same as doing a lottery. But you can do your art all your lifetime, but that doesn't mean you're going to get picked up by a gallery or a record producer or a publisher. So we know that there are, for every successful creator, there are thousands of unsuccessful creators, and we accept the party line. I like that phrase. We accept the excuse that they're not good and that they're worse than the ones that have been published. And yet, when you take a really good look at it, like this Lester Del Rey and his Pulp Fiction, or the one I was trying to read beforehand, some of these books, they're such bad writers, you can't even get through the whole book. I mean, you're just like, oh, God, when is this going to finish? Other writers, they're good writers in the sense that you can't put the book down, but they're bad writers in the sense that they leave you with nothing of value learned, or, nothing of value to learn. Or worse, like Lester Del Rey, they actually teach toxic social values, like women are unimportant, emotions are immature and embarrassing, and, if somebody's ugly, you shouldn't make friends with them. And if somebody's, vulgar, you should, too desperate for friendship, you definitely want to avoid them. And I wonder so often, was the guy who decided whether or not to publish the book, was he cognizant of the fact that he was promoting bad social values like toxic masculinity and patriarchy? Was everybody so deeply ingrained in the system? Boy, is my hair ever combing out fast, eh? Was everybody so deeply ingrained in the system that they didn't even recognize what they were doing? There's no question in my mind that some of the people involved are extremely aware of what they're doing, that they are trying to break down society deliberately, genuinely, on purpose, in order to weaken us so that we are more dependent on commercial goods, to make us utterly dependent on the corporations that feed us and house us and provide our clothing. This is a hand-knitted sweater. These are getting extremely rare. And now it's getting to the point where if you want the wool to hand-knit a sweater, you still have to go through a large corporation. So they, it's getting much harder to, for instance, buy craft wools. And they're dangerously expensive. Dangerously. That's a really stupid phrase. They're extremely expensive. I'm too warm. Yes, I know. I'm always in this tie-dye. I've got a stack like this of tie-dye shirts. One half of the drawer is tie-dye shirts. In the middle is underwear. The other half is shirts that have such cool little slogans on them that I keep them even though I never wear them. Occasionally I might. Every now and then I go, maybe not tie-dye today. So now you flip the hair to the other side because you see this. All right, so I was combing on the other side. That meant that this much of this side got combed, and I still have all that to detangle. So we flip sides. You see, and when I find a tangle, well, I'm not finding any, but when I do find a tangle, I back out and move just under there's a tangle. I back out, move just under the tangle, and pull on the hair until it pulls the tangle free. If I run into a snarl, I will do that on a micro basis. I'll just like tease the snarl out. And if I must, I may cut or pull. I try to avoid that, I lose enough hair when I misjudge the shaving. So many times I have shaven just a little too close and lost a clump. It just keeps, I deliberately made it higher and I deliberately did this recently. But it's not my intention to dramatically lose a ton of long hair. There's a tangle. There you go. There's one. It has to be combed out from the bottoms. First, I locate it, then I come up from beneath. It's already gone. Oh, another one. Oh, yeah. A few here. Not bad, though. Not bad at all, considering I thought my hair was a lot drier. Seems like a lot of dry ends. So, yeah, I think that our media offerings, the media offerings that are available to us. All right, you can go to a local pub in most towns and find a local band. And they will either be playing covers or if you're very lucky, they'll be playing their own music. And you can find singer-songwriters on every park bench and out front of every liquor store. And they're singing songs about love and freedom and social justice and beauty and all kinds of wonderful stuff, including old folk songs. And you can't say that, they don't get published because people don't like it. People give them money on the street. People invite them to play in the bars. People clearly do like the stuff. So why aren't we getting more of them published? Well, because they are not promoting the capitalist values that are wanted. Through the mass media choices offered to us is how our culture has been changed. Human beings transmit culture through songs and stories, right? Theater, movies, books, music, dance. That's how we share and transmit and develop our culture. Now, when control over that media comes almost entirely from for-profit corporations whose primary goal is to grow their profit base, to grow their profits, to become bigger companies making more money. That is their goal. I think their goal, on the one hand, you think, well, yeah, but their goal of making money dovetails with our goal of enjoying stuff. But that's not enough for them. At some point, they're going to have to grow even when the population doesn't. That's the trouble with capitalism. It's all about growth. You have a closed envelope. It isn't growing. So you're not growing, you're converting. Does that make sense? You've got, let's pretend that a corporation is a plant, and you've got, it's a plant type thing. We'll say it's a fungus because it suits better my metaphor. And you've got a given area of soil, air, water, and dirt. Dirt, air, and water. And you want a plant in this. Well, the plant is going to take mass from the dirt, from the air, from the water, and turn it into plant stuff. Now, if you've got a fungus, the fungus has to turn plants into fungus. So it literally converts living plants into living fungus. And thus the fungus grows. For your children to grow, they must eat. They must turn the flesh of other animals or fruits or whatever. They must turn things from the world around them into more of themselves in order to grow. What must a corporation do? It must turn something into itself to get bigger. So we yank more metal out of the earth, or more coal and burn it in the power plant, or you see what I'm saying? And that's on the physical level, but it's also happening on the conceptual level. In order for a corporation to grow, it must absorb other corporations, it must absorb its competitors, and it must subsume people who are not currently followers, adherents, customers of that corporation. It must convert them over to customers. It must eventually run out of customers, and those customers run out of money. But in the meantime, it's doing its best to ensure those customers have nowhere else to go. It's eating its competitors. It's eating the alternatives. And it doesn't want us to complain, and it doesn't want us to fight. It doesn't want us, it's like those curved walls on the way to the slaughterhouse. It doesn't want us to see what's coming. And so it's not enough simply to employ business practices and, eat down your competition. You also have to change society so that the social opinions and attitudes don't interfere with your business practices. That doesn't look any better after all, does it? Me and my towels. You have to weaken the population so that even when they do see what's coming, they feel helpless to affect it. You have to take away their powers. You have to kill their government. You have to subsume and eat and control their government. You got to get your big CEO guys in charge so that profit first is the attitude of the government, because the government is the biggest tool that people have to say to a company, no, it's not okay to dump your garbage in our backyard and toxify us. It's cheaper and more convenient for you. And when government's not there to say it, nobody can say it, because we have seen in the past, and if you don't follow history, this is one of the reasons why history is good. You will see, if you follow history, that when there is no big guys with guns stopping them, they get guns. All right? The business owners are perfectly happy to hire guns and have the guns stand around stopping people from preventing them from doing things they shouldn't. So company A wants to dump all the toxic tailings into the river because it's cheaper than building a proper containment pond. In fact, what's a proper containment pond? Well, that'd be what government said. Well, the government's not here, so we're going to do it. So the local residents go, hey, buddy, we just lost 5 kids in your tailings pond. That's toxic. Get it out of here. The company said, if you come back here and bother us again, we're going to shoot you, and pointed guns. That's the kind of thing that happens when there is no government. And there's plenty of evidence, even to this day, in other countries, and certainly enough in history. If you go back and you read the stuff that's, difficult to read because they use big words, you will soon discover that, no, in fact, corporations cannot be trusted to give a damn about the effect of their profiteering on you and me. They really don't care, because the people who make the decisions aren't being affected. They are wealthy. They live in safe places where they have isolated themselves with walls and expensive toys. Okay, well, as you can see, the hair is combed. And because it's a nice cool day, I'm going to leave it loose. I'm really sad it's a nice cool day because frankly, I wouldn't mind taking a bath. But as the bathtub is still in the backyard, I have to use my campground bath solution. I found another tangle. I'm going to have to use my campground bath solution until we get our bathroom reassembled. And it's just too cold outside to do that. I don't want to do it in the bus because there's carpet down and I don't want to get the carpet wet. And I can't do it in the back of the bus where I intend to in future because it's full of tools. Yeah, and the gazebo's full of bathroom stuff, so I can't do it inside there. And I'm not going to do it in, I don't know, maybe I should take my bath on the living room floor. Not without pulling the curtains. I could also take a shower and get a shower tent. I could also sponge bathe. I could also wait a day. It's not that serious. Just really love soaking. I guess. Yeah, I'm going to wait a day. I'm not going to do it today. We'll see. I'm going to wait a day or two. I got to go pick up groceries today anyhow. I did grocery shopping yesterday, but today is wandering market pickup. So there you go. Hair is combed. I'm still having my breakfast, sort of. I mean, this is what's left. I've had the rest. This is the June tea with coconut water, and this is my cup of coffee. Iced latte, so I don't have to keep it doing it, or not iced latte. I make cold brew, and I add almond milk and maple syrup, and it's a cold latte. I really like them. Sometimes I do want hot, and then I, put the kettle on and make a cup of tea. But this is so convenient, and it tastes so much better when you cold brew it. You don't get all those nasty, swampy oils. I just can't stop playing with my hair. I just love the way it feels. I like the fuzzy bits. It's like velvet. And I like the silky bits. I like the way it falls on my back. I once cut my hair off right here. I cut it off in this, like it was shorter at the back than in the front. That Hollywood always uses that haircut when they want to create a female villain. But it looked really cute on me. I looked super cute in that hair. I got a lot of social approval for that haircut. Everybody was like, "Oh, you look like a right little lady." It didn't help, actually. Social approval actually makes me like a haircut less, because the people who socially approve of it are all the people that I don't socially approve of, if you know what I mean. They're the people who are always criticizing and critiquing and basically not very accepting, and then it's like you're giving in. It's like, oh yeah, I've cut my hair and put it in a nice bun, and I put on nylon stockings, and I painted my face up, and you love me now because, as long as I keep my mouth shut and just smile and nod, you're going to love me. And I don't respect people like that. People only love me if I shut up and act like they think I should. They don't love me. They never love me, and they're not going to love me. They will never love me. They don't even like me, because if they liked me, they wouldn't want me to shut up. No. Those people who make a lot of noise about liking you actually just want power over you. It's got nothing to do with you. They don't care who you are. You're a physical body in their environment, and therefore you shall comply with their wishes. I'm not very good at that. I don't comply with wishes of people I don't like. You got to like me for me to like you. I will put my heart into liking you. If only I think you like me. Because I know you can like anybody. Just about. I've never met anybody that somebody didn't like. Therefore, everybody is likable on some level. You just to figure out what to like about them and how much exposure is healthy. You can like anyone if you decide to.